Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 298 of our BU 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that improves us. Now, today we're talking about the S in the SOAP framework. And S, of course, by now, if you've been watching me or following me in the last couple of years at all, you know that S stands for the story or the situation. What story are we telling us? What's our current story? And then what's our desired story? And we need to tell both stories because that identifies the gap, the difference between where we are and where we want to be. Yesterday, we identified a topic or a challenge, our biggest challenge, or an area of our life that we wanted to see, literally see and create some conscious improvement in. So I shared that I got a new software program, and it's actually a whole new version. It's one I was originally certified in, and it's been updated, and I have not been participating a lot. I've been just kind of rolling with what I did originally, and now it's like, whoa, there's a whole lot of changes, good changes, but things I need to learn and apply. And so I decided, what's my current story with respect to this software change? And then what's my desired story? Well, current story is it's changed a whole lot and I'm way behind, and I keep telling myself that, and I got to figure it out ASAP. What do I want? I want to have it implemented on one of my businesses, right? Just for one of my businesses, because once I do it for one, I've got the process, and I want to go through and figure out what is the quickest, easiest, fastest, most efficient and effective way to do that for one business. And then I will probably hire help to help implement it with other businesses. Why? Because I don't see very well these days, and I need a lot more help than I used to when it comes to simple and easy things. Even my makeup and videos. Look at that. I was trying something funky with my eyes today, and what do you get? Crazy eyes. So funny. So we've talked about different tools that can help us create a story, right? We did storyboarding. We used who, what, where, when, why, and how journalistic framework to identify our current versus our desired story. We've used visualization. I've got a whole cheat sheet here, and I can't see it, of course. It's very small. The different story tactics we've used. We used the imaginary friend. I still love that one. We've used breath and meditation, and how do we use that to clearly identify? Primarily, I like to use that one. We don't usually have, at least I don't usually have any trouble describing my current situation, right? Because I think about all the things that aren't right yet. And if I just look at the opposite of those, or how I want to enhance those, I actually a lot of times will just start making a list of story on the one side, current story, and desired story on the other column. And I'll detail out in key bullet points my current situation, my current story. And then it's pretty easy to think about my desired one, because I just can almost take the opposite of what I've said my current story is. Now, is our current story usually as bad as we paint it in our mind and our imaginations? No, probably not. It's probably not. Our gap from where we are to where we want to be probably isn't nearly as big in reality, and that means global reality, than it is in our reality, in our mind, and how we blow it up. So today, our action item is to write down what's your current story, what's your desired story. Why are we doing that? So we can identify what is this gap, because we start filling the gap then with the rest of the SOAP framework, the O, the A, and the P. Help us to fill that gap and then automate and make sure we're moving toward the things that we want all the time. I looked up some interesting things about different aspects of story and how to create good stories, but it doesn't really matter if they're a good or a great story, right? Because we're just telling it to ourselves right now. If we decide we're going to share our story and our transformation someday, then we want to get better at telling stories. But for right now, let's just focus on what's our current story, what's our desired story, and then just share in the comments below that you've done it. And I'd say, if you say I wrote it down, you get extra credit bonus points, because whenever we write something down, we're actually working toward creating that thing in reality and in the real world, right? All right. Any questions? Hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye. Have fun with your stories today.